This new Barcelona team is only getting stronger. Winning games, dominating opponents, secret tactics, players reborn? Barcelona had transformed from a team that disappointed last season into one of the most feared teams in Europe. And it's all because of this guy, Hansi Flick. When Flick was appointed as the new coach of Barcelona in the summer, it was off the back of a disappointing campaign for Barcelona and former head coach Xavi. They failed to win any major trophies, got knocked out in both the Champions League and Copa del Rey, and in the end, Xavi and Barcelona's saga turned out to be a joke that shamed the club publicly. Xavi threatened to leave, announced he was going to, and changed his mind only for Barcelona to later fire him. This season under Hansi Flick, however, it's been different, and I say that because some of the football they've been playing under the man has been brilliant to watch. I mean, the highlights are there for everyone to see. A 4-1 win against a Bayern team that lost 8-2 in 2020, lost 2 in back-to-back matches in the next 2 years, and the standout one was this. They beat Real Madrid 4-0 at the Bernabeu, and honestly on the right, it could have been 6 if they had converted the glit-edge chances they missed. The secret behind this? Well, for starters, Hansi Flick is doing something that's making his players perform. He's improving them individually. Starting with Robert Lewandowski, Flick has made it no secret as to just how much admiration he has for the Polish superstar. Right from their Bayern days, Flick had already seen Lewandowski as the best center forward in the world, and even when he came to Barcelona, this view didn't change.
Dass natürlich, ich sag mal, vorm Tor er enorme Gefahr ausstrahlt. Das ist nicht nur seit dieser Saison bekannt, also er ist einfach für mich der weltbeste Mittelstürmer.
See, this was key to Lewandowski because off the back of the 2023-24 season, he struggled. Misses like this meant Lewandowski's time at Barcelona was under serious heat. There was a lot of talk about Lewandowski potentially leaving the club. He scored 26 goals in all competitions that season, which was his lowest return since the 2014 and 15 season when he first joined Bayern Munich. Present day now, and Lewandowski is flying. And yep, it's all down to Hansi Flick. 19 goals in 16 games for Barcelona this season, a hat-trick against Alaves, and in the 2 biggest tests Barcelona has faced so far this season, Lewandowski has come out top. A goal in the 4-1 win versus Bayern Munich, and an El Clasico versus Real Madrid, he was top. He scored a brace, and it could easily have been 4 if he had converted the others. The point is that Lewandowski now plays differently than he used to under Xavi. And that's because while Xavi's system was rigid, with players assigned roles and tasked with sticking with these roles, under Hansi Flick the attack is different. It's dynamic, and it's got Lewandowski playing like a beast again. Goals like this highlight it. Lewandowski isn't just playing his traditional number 9 anymore, Flick has given him the freedom to become more than that. He can drop deep to get involved in the play or vacate the space to allow his teammates to make runs like what we'd just seen for the Rafinha goal. Lewandowski is currently the player with the most goals in La Liga, and the player with the most goals in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. And oh yeah, he's 36. Hansi Flick has got a guy who is supposed to be on the decline, possibly hitting the same levels he hit in his peak season of 2019-20. It's not just Lewandowski the new system has been benefiting. In fact, if anything, this other guy seems to highlight what Hansi Flick's tactics are all about. Under Xavi, Rafinha was, at best, just a part of the team. As he stated in the exclusive, no matter how hard he tried to perform, Rafinha already knew that after the 60th minute mark, he was going to come off. Apart from that, Xavi wanted his wingers to stay wide, hug the touchline, and do basic stuff. Rafinha was more than that. Compared to players like Ousmane, Dembele, and even Lamine Yamal, he had game traits and characteristics that made him different. But Xavi didn't see that. Hansi Flick has, though, because in his new campaign, Rafinha is flying. A hat-trick versus Bayern Munich, his second of the season already. It gets even more impressive when you realize he's into double digits in terms of goals and assists this season. He has 12 goals and 10 assists this season, and he only managed 10 goals and 13 assists in the entire 2023-24 campaign. He's 1 goal contribution off, matching his total from last season. These are the stats. On the eye test, Rafinha is a different player, and Hansi Flick only has praise for the traits he has seen in him.
Rafinha is
Ein ganz gutes Beispiel,
a great example how this team works.
See, guy, Flick openly stated that he has never had a player like Rafinha, a player who runs non-stop and is always full of energy. He's committed to improving the Brazilian's game, and in turn, the player is flying. Said all this about him and still haven't talked about the filthy finish against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. Ouch. Rafinha can only get better under Flick. He's been improving, just like the likes of Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Pau Cubarsí, and Inigo Martinez, players who Hansi Flick is only making better and better. And on the tactical front, he's even scarier? I'll let you know how in a minute, but first, see that subscribe button to Total Footy? Click it so you never miss any of the channel's action. Okay, when it comes to tactics, Hansi Flick is different. Even Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, renowned for their ability to suffocate teams, don't keep a line as high as this. Hansi Flick's Barcelona team doesn't just want to win games, they want to dominate the opposition. They'll usually set up in a 4-2-3-1, but it can also be termed a 4-3-3, depending on the type of opposition they're up against. In the setup, Barcelona maintains a high line with 4 at the back, and the fullbacks are key to this system as well. Alejandro Balde will advance at any given opportunity, and when he does this, he becomes a dangerous weapon in attack. Ask the Real Madrid defense. Lewandowski's goal? Balde made the assist. Over to the right now, and Jules Koundé is the more reserved. He's the one tasked with doing a job on the opposition's wing threat, something he's more than capable of. He gave Michael Olise zero breathing space in the win by Bayern, and against Real Madrid was equally as impressive in stopping the threat down the wings. It doesn't make Koundé can't provide the goods going forward, far from that. 3 assists in the 5-2 win versus Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League. Both fullbacks are weapons for Flick. It's in the middle of the pitch that things get really interesting, because it's in this area Flick prefers to attack from the most. For starters, just know that no matter the opposition they face, Barcelona will always have the advantage down the middle, and that's because Flick loves to overload this area with his midfielders, wingers, and center forward alternating positions in here to create overloads and passing options. Barcelona is yet to be outplayed against any opposition this season, even when they face Bayern Munich, a team many expected to dominate and beat Barcelona as they had in the previous years. Well, they ended up losing 4-1, and that's because Barcelona carried out Flick's plan to perfection. The defense was organized to catch the opposition offside on numerous occasions, and we'll get to where Flick really implemented this best. But still, in the Bayern game, Barcelona was clinical, and what made this even more surprising was that Flick was proven right again with a decision he had made on the night. According to data from Opta, the average age of Barcelona's starting 11 against Bayern Munich was 24 years and 185 days, their youngest 11 in the Champions League for over 13 years, and the youngest team to ever beat German opposition. The point is, Hansi Flick has taken a page off Xavi's book and turned it into his own. He's developing a crop of young talent that's excelling at Barcelona. Lamine Yamal is the standout name. And rightly so. I mean, goals like that make you doubt if he's just 17? But apart from Yamal, Hansi Flick has also incorporated other youngsters into his setup. The likes of Alejandro Balde, Pau Cubarsí, Marc Bernal, Quesado, Fermin Lopez, all these guys have gotten regular game time under Flick and are improving each game. Bernal is sadly out for the rest of the season with an ACL injury, but in his place, they've got enough talent to keep performing week in and week out. Hansi Flick's decision to involve the youth is paying off, and it's making Barcelona a very dynamic team. The fans are loving it too, because Flick is representing the club's DNA. 6 of the 11 players that started versus Real Madrid in the 4-0 El Clasico win all have roots in La Masia, meaning Hansi Flick isn't just winning games with Barcelona, he's winning with Barcelona-bred players from the club's infamous academy. He's a tactical genius, and just going back to perhaps the biggest game of the season so far, the 4-0 win versus Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, Flick showed this. They caught Real Madrid offside 12 times in total, and Mbappe had 8 of those. That defense under Flick isn't just playing risky high-line-based football, they know how to catch the opposition out as well. For Flick's Barcelona, it's all about the focus on each match from Barcelona now. They're not getting carried away with the results. Instead, they're taking it game after game as it comes, and against any opposition they face, you just can't see their opponents getting the better of them. The fluidity in the team has been evident from day one, and the mixture of results proves this too. When Barcelona started the league by winning the first 3 games of the season with a 1-goal margin, people thought it was going to be a continuation of Xavi's tactics, narrow wins and just managing to get results. But it was merely just Flick's team adapting. The major difference about this Barcelona team now is that they know how to grind results. Be it a 1-0 win or beating opponents 7-0 like they did to Real Valladolid. Flick's Barcelona is a well-oiled machine that's set out to making sure they produce beautiful performances that end up with proper results. And so far, they've done it to perfection. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to Total Footy for more content like this.